Well, hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me properly. There's just so many cameras going on, so many things going on, but hey, I am here. I am here. Welcome. Let me fix my camera because I want you to be able to see me. There you go. That's much better. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Lunch Date with Cazzy. This is a brand new lunchtime show. I know that you see me online on the promo show on Fridays. But today we are going to have a special show called Lunch Date with Cazzy. And I have an amazing first guest, an amazing first guest. So before I bring him to the stage, I just want to say a couple of things. Today is February the 6th, Tuesday, February the 6th, and it is no other than Robert Nesta Marley's birthday. So Bob Marley, we all know and love Bob Marley. Let me just put this up a little closer so you can see. So Robert Nesta Marley, reggae legend, of course, as you know, born February the 6th, 1945. I still can't believe he was only 36 when he died. Oh my gosh, that's just such a shame. We definitely he definitely left his mark, of course, but could you just imagine the amount of things that he could have achieved during his time had he been alive? 36 years old, that is so young. But Bob Marley, we love you. Thank you for the music. Thank you for everything. And I don't know over in the UK. My guess is from the UK, where I'm from, and we've actually been friends. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But Bob Marley, the movie Bob Marley One Love is coming out on February the 14th here in Atlanta. Well, here in America. I don't know when it's come out in the UK. But so can't wait to go and see the movie. So Bob Marley, Jamaican reggae singer, songwriter, guitarist, was born in 9 Miles, St. Anne's Parish in Jamaica. He was born on the farm of his maternal grandfather. And of course, Bob Marley popularized reggae music, Rastafarianism worldwide during his short but impactful life. So happy birthday to Bob Marley. Thank you for the music. Thank you for just your legacy. Thank you for everything that you've done for music on a whole, because it's not just reggae. His music has inspired so many others in so many different genres. So thank you very much, Bob Marley. Okay, so I do have some announcements to make just very quickly before I bring my guests on the stage. So the first announcements, Wear White. I do have some information about Wear White. Wear White is happening right here in Atlanta for Atlanta Carnival weekend. So go and get your tickets. I promise you it's going to be an amazing show. So Wear White, tickets are $45 right now, early bird tickets, and that will go very quickly. So if you want to get the early bird tickets, go ahead and get your tickets for Wear White. It's on Sunday, May the 26th at Latin Carnival weekend. Of course, Patrice Roberts. We all know and love Patrice Roberts. She is going to, Trinidad Carnival is happening right now. So Patrice is busy, but hopefully we can get her on the show. Michael Tija and Nadia Baxton. So early bird tickets, $45. VIPsocio.com, or you can scan the QR code. I will bring the information on the stage very shortly. The promo show, if you would like to be a guest on either one of my shows, the lunch date or the promo show, please give me a call at 202-550-2923. Also, as you know, I am a realtor. I keep telling people I am a realtor. So if you would like to invest in property, if you're looking to buy property, or even to sell your property in 2024, please give me a call. I'm available. I offer free consultations, and I will definitely get you ready. So before the end of the year, if you'd like to be in a property, go ahead and give me a call. So let's make some time, get some time in the calendar. And, I will stay with you all the way until we sign that contract. Again, 202-550-2923. So give me a call. So hello and good morning to everyone watching on the live. I've got my Instagram. They're actually backstage so they can see what's happening. If you want to view the full show, go to my YouTube page. I've pinned the address for YouTube. So go to my YouTube page. And of course, we are also live on Bacchanal TV, and we're also live on Clark TV. Go ahead and say hi to us. So without further ado, let me go ahead and let me just put the information up here so that you can see everything. I know that happening. So I am going to bring my guest on the stage. His name is Fredi Nwaka, and he will correct me if I'm wrong. And let me tell you a little bit about Fredi. Not only is he an actor, a director, and a writer, he's also a businessman right there in the UK. He's got an amazing show coming up called The Power of a Woman Awards. I want him to tell us all about that. But he's got a vast history of a lot of movies. He has, let me see, he's an award-winning script writer, film director, actor, and producer. He also was part of a dance hall hip hop type. He was in a dance hall hip hop group. He was signed to Wu International. He has participated in Freaknik in Atlanta, performing at lots of festivals, and of course movies, Dead Man Running, Bulletproof, to name but a few. So I'm going to bring my guest on the stage and have him introduce himself and tell us what he's been doing since all of this wonderful stardom that he has. Hello, Fredi.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear.
What's going on?
How are you doing?
I'm all right, you know. How is ATL, man? What's it like over there? I've been there for ages, man.
Oh, the ATL is just amazing. You know, we have always, I'm just trying to get myself in this camera view. It's just seems to be all over the place. So anyway, no, the ATL is good. The ATL is good. I thought you were saying you were coming to the ATL.
Do you know
You
what?
going to be making your way here at some time?
Do you know what? I'm actually planning on coming there in the next few months. We're shooting a movie. We started this new movie in March, and there's a scene that we want to shoot out in ATL. So if there's any actors, any musicians that are tuning in and would like an opportunity to jump in this movie, man, they need to get at me on
Listen,
Instagram or
we're going to
something.
put an appeal out for you. We're going to put that appeal out. But no, so before we talk about that, yes, you are definitely a filmmaker. I know you have acted in over 13 movies now. You have got links in all kind of wonderful places, including a movie with 50 Cent. Were you with him in a movie, or did he produce a movie? How did that connection come about?
So that film was probably one of my first movies. It's called Dead Man Running, and it starred 50 Cent. He was the lead. Brenda Blethyn, Danny Dyer, Tamar Hussein, a few British actors, and I played 50 Cent's character's henchman, his bodyguard, Mr. Figo. So that was my first taste of, I guess, acting, and I kind of got the buzz.
Yes.
I got the buzz. After that, I'm like, no, I need this in my life, innit? So
Well, you are definitely you got the look, you got the charisma, everything that goes along with it. So let's start from the beginning. So you and I, of course, I'm from the UK, born and bred. I worked, and I remember seeing you a lot during, my commute. I would always bump into you one way or the other. But prior to all of that, tell us a little bit about your history. So, where are your roots, and what made you want to get into film and acting and writing and all the other things that you've done. So let's start from the beginning.
wow. All right. So let me. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a little fast track. So basically, I was fostered in a place called Deal. I was the only black person in the whole town. Like literally, I was in the care system for a bit, and I kind of grew up through the whole racism thing. I got tied to trees. They tried to scratch off my skin to see if it would
Oh
come
my
off.
God.
Yeah, I had all that. I was the
Wow.
only black. I was the only black boy there. I was there from 3 months
Mm.
old until I was about, I want to say about 9, 10. I can't remember exactly. Then I came back to London, joined my biological parents. Didn't really like black people, to be fair, because I didn't know. I thought I was the only black person in the world. So like, I didn't, I didn't know. I thought I was the only one. I didn't know what reggae was. I thought reggae was like UB40. Never heard of Bob Marley. I heard you. I mean, salute Bob Marley's birthday and that.
It's
You know
his
what I mean?
birthday today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
happy
Brett
birthday,
Marley
B.
birthday today.
Same birthday as my sister, actually. So you know what? Happy birthday, guys. I didn't know who Bob Marley was. I didn't know the only black person I'd ever seen was on the jam jar, got like gollywogs and that kind of thing. So I thought I was the only one.
Wow.
Yeah, so black people didn't like me because I was into white people music. I was putting Brillo cream in my hair and I was dancing like that, doing
Because
those
you didn't
funny.
know any different. You didn't know
Yeah, I
any
didn't know any
different.
different. So I
Yeah.
was doing that, and then I kind of became this kind of reclusive, traumatized little black boy that no one really cared about and loved. And so I think I had this. I knew there was a bigger calling for me. I knew there was something out there. I didn't know what it was, but in the end, I ended up joining a gang. Got involved into the whole gang thing, and if I was counting the other day, over 45 of my friends have been killed through violent crime. I've had
Oh my
people shot
gosh.
next to me. I've had to hold in people's stomachs. I've had people die in my arms. And on that
Wow.
journey, I kind of wanted something different for my life. So that's when I kind of got involved in music. I started rapping. I became the only British rapper ever signed to Wu-Tang Clan. I've supported DMX. I've supported a bunch of other rappers in the UK. I also was a bodyguard for a while. I looked after Biggie Small when he came to the UK. I've looked after Donald Jones, TLC, Rick Ross, a whole heap of American artists when they come to the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah.
And then, yeah, that was kind of like how things went with that. And
I know.
then,
I remember I always used to see you everywhere. Like
do you
you
know
were
what I was?
always in the mix. So that's what I do remember.
Do you know what? It's crazy because it's like you know, when I used to see you, then I didn't see you for ages. I'm like, where's she gone? And then next minute you jump ship. Yeah, you
I
left the
sure did.
UK. You left the UK
I
and went
did.
to the
I
US
didn't
and
say
lost the
bye to
film.
anyone. I just left.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. To be fair, I used to come out to the US a lot. I used to go Freaknik back in the day. For all those that know,
I
I used
know.
to do
I read that on
Scrub
your
and stuff.
profile. I'm like, "Hey, you
Yeah,
need to come over and bring it back because you know
I'm
it's no longer here in Atlanta."
Yeah, listen. When they moved it to Daytona, I stopped going because when it was in ATL, I loved it, and when they moved it to
Mhm.
Daytona, it kind of lost the vibe, lost the energy, so I stopped coming. But I managed to have the opportunity with 50 Cent, done that movie, and then after that, I just was like, you know what, I need to be doing more. And the UK film industry, especially for Black people, is not as it's very small, very limited. So I decided to teach myself. So I taught myself how to write, direct, produce, and make movies. And I've made 11 feature films now. I made 11 films. Yeah, so here we are, man. I'm just, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
creating my own lane, digging out my own lane, and trying to give opportunities to as many people as I can.
Yeah, no, because I know that from reading your profile, your bio, I can see that you've worked with a vast amount of UK, actors and actresses. You're definitely a name in the UK. Your name is getting out there. So,
Mhm.
don't play yourself down. I mean, definitely you're one of those people that you've got such a great story coming from where you are to where you are now and everything in between. So what is I know that we'll talk about the awards a little later because I want to talk a little bit about that. I know it's very close to you and how it was created and so forth. But before we get to the awards, um, TV movies. I know you said you're coming to do a scene here in Atlanta. What are you working on now as far as the film and movies concerned?
Well, so it's been mega busy. I just got back from Jamaica. Peter Andre, who's a household name out here in the UK, I just done his debut movie. It's called Jafakan. It'll be out later this year. So we filmed in Jamaica. It has
I'm
Sizzler.
smiling because I know exactly who Peter Andre is. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll get him on the show one day.
no, that's
but
easy. We can hook that up. The film's got Sizzler Kalonji in it. It has Oliver Samuels. It has Will Johnson, King Kong. We filmed in Ochi. We filmed in Kingston. We filmed in Montego Bay. So that film comes
nice.
out later this summer. I've also got a crime thriller I wrote called Forgive Me, Father. That's also coming
Mhm.
out. And then we start shooting this new film in March, which hopefully will be out in time for Christmas. So that's where I'm at really with the film and stuff. I've also got a few TV shows that I've written that we're
So
trying to get off.
you're working on so many. Do you have a production company? Do you have your own casting company? Where are you finding
Yeah,
all
I
these
have so I've
actresses
got my
from?
own production company,
Okay.
Nwaka Studios. After obviously my surname Fredi Nwaka, so we have Nwaka Studios. I'm trying to hook up with Tyler, man. I need some of that Tyler Perry vibe. So Tyler, if you're tuning in, man, get at me. I'm trying to be the
We'll
UK.
send it live to him when we're done, so he'll
um,
get it.
so I have Nwaka Studios, and I also have a company called RB Deadjet Limited, which is also another film production company.
Mhm.
But I also have another one called Heal CIC, which stands for How Emotions Affect Life, and that's where I do a lot of my, I guess, moral compass work. I work with young people that are in
Yeah.
gangs. I work with hard to reach individuals, and I get them involved in movies and film, but dealing with mental health and dealing with like a lot of the problems that our young people in the UK deal with. So I
Mhm.
use my community interest company to kind of handle that side of things.
Wow. You know what? You are one of these people who've got your hands in so many different pies, but they're all good pies. So you don't have time to not be busy. You're just busy.
You know, I'll sleep when I'll sleep when I'm dead, man. I've got stuff to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's really odd. Like, people say, Fredi, man, like, you're so, why you always do? I face, when you come from being that little black boy in the corner that no one loved, that no one
Right.
really cared about, and I spent my whole life trying to be seen. And it's only now I've got older, I was doing therapy for a while. I've done some CBT therapy to kind of really look at my life and write some of the decisions I've made. Do you know what I mean? I've done a lot of stuff, some good, some bad. But looking back into myself and looking at my life, I decided, let me do some therapy, man, and find out why I've made some of the decisions I've
Yeah.
made and why I've made some bad choices. And it's only now I look back at my life and realize that that little black boy that was in the corner that no one loved and used to tease and used to cuss all the
Mm,
time, it only wanted to be loved and only wanted to be seen. Do you know what I'm saying? So as I've got older and become a man, I feel like I'm on this journey to always, you know what I mean, to be there, leave a legacy for my children, make my children
yeah.
proud, make my parents proud. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead, man. I've got plenty of time to rest when I'm dead.
You got plenty of time to do that. But you know what? You say that, but just think about it. It's not hard to get involved in a lot of things, especially when it's creating positivity and you're doing something that's amazing in the community. So I know that you are also a community activist. So tell me a little bit about some of the programs that you started. Do you still go to the schools and talk to prison reform and various things that I think that you get involved? What made you get involved in the first place, and tell us a little bit about some of the things that you currently do.
I've done loads, man. So I set up a company called Crime, which stands for Creating Role Models in Media Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going into what we call over here PRUs, pupil referral units, and taking some of these young people that are excluded from schools, from state schools and stuff. So I've done a lot of work with those. I also came to Compton. I was out in LA, in
Yeah.
Compton,
Oh,
South
you went to
Central.
Compton.
Yeah, I was out in the hood. I was
Wow.
out in the hood, man. I was out there with a guy called Chico Brown. I believe Chico Brown was he was in jail for a while with a guy called Freeway Rick and those guys. And I've done
Okay.
some work out there in a youth thing called a place called Home, which is all
Mm,
gang related and stuff like that. So I've done a lot of stuff out in LA. But I just tried to use my past being in a gang. I was involved in gang life for a long time. Like I said, a lot of people around me have been killed. Some
right.
died in arms. I also went through child abuse when I was younger as well. So again, I do a lot of talks around being abused in cares, all kinds of stuff, man. Like I feel
Yeah.
like anything that I can shed light on, that I can use my life to inspire others. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. Yeah. Of
I'm not a
course.
victim, and I've come out um, an award winner, right? So it's like,
Yeah. Well,
if
you've
I
been on
can,
both sides of the
yeah,
spectrum, really.
yeah,
So
I can do it. Others can do it.
you're able to speak on so many different things and on so many different levels because you've been
Yeah.
on both sides. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, especially being represented as well, because representation is important. So to see a Black man doing as many things as you're doing in such a positive way, I can only imagine how great that is and how great it feels, to have that representation in the UK. So they should be giving you awards.
Do you know
You
what?
should.
I did win an award the other day. I mean, I can't even show it to you now, but I've got a bunch of awards that I've won over the last few years. I won one late last year for Business Excellence Award. It was the Charles
Mhm.
Gordon Trust Award. So I won that. That was an amazing thing. But you know what? I've always said awards and accolades, I'm not really, okay, they're nice to have, but
Mhm.
my reward is when my children say, Dad, man, you're doing good. Or people
Proud,
stop me on
proud
the
of you.
street. You know what I mean? People stop me on the
Yeah.
street and say, Fredi, I just watched your film, or thanks for saving my life. I had a guy message me the other day who told me he was going to commit suicide. But when I spoke to him, he no longer wants to commit suicide and he's inspired. He went to
Wow.
Japan, learned how to speak Japanese, and now he's doing diplomas and stuff. And this was just, you know what I mean? So that for me is a much bigger accolade than
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
an award.
of
You know what I
course,
mean? So
definitely. Listen, if you can inspire just one person in your life, you've inspired. You've done your job. You've
well,
definitely
yeah,
done something
that's what I
positive.
say.
So You know, so no, I agree with that. I agree. I'm trying to so if you're watching me on Instagram, sorry guys, you're gonna have to jump onto YouTube because that's where it's all happening on YouTube. So I can't hold that and do this and do that. No, sorry. You're gonna have to go to YouTube if you want to watch the entire show and see Fredi. You're gonna have to go to YouTube to watch that. So this show is called Lunch Date with Cazzy. Now, the reason why I called it lunch date is because yes, it is lunchtime. It might be a little early for some. It's 11:21. So I have my lunch between 12 and 1, typically every day. But I wanted to be able to do it in such a time where I can capture my UK audience and people from around the world, because I am going to be interviewing people from around the world. So for you, it's now what, 4:21?
Yeah, I've had lunch. I'm getting ready to think about what I'm going to have for dinner. Yeah, I'm like lunch day.
I know. Well, hey, listen, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You can have wine. You can have a liquid lunch. It's tea time, isn't it? Tea time in the UK now.
Yeah,
It's tea
do you know,
time.
I'm actually going to go training. When I finish talking to you, I'm going to go training, man. I want this. I need to get in shape for this new film I'm working on.
You look like you're in shape already. What are you
I'm
talking
all right. I'm
about?
all right. I got my guns. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Oh my God. You know what? I posted that picture with your shirt off. Is that the one with the shirt off when what was that was wrapped around you? Was it
I
something
was a fur.
traditional?
It was just fur. It was just fur. I
Just
was
fur.
doing a little shoot for my birthday. I thought, let me just throw some stuff on for my birthday, and I saw this fur, and I thought I ain't never put on no fur before, so I just threw it on there. It was my Wakanda thing. It was my Wakanda
Okay. I
look.
thought it was some kind of symbolic, shawl or thing that I kind of throw or whatever.
Nah,
But it's good to know.
nothing,
It's good
nothing sexy like that. I was just trying to look sexy.
Well, you know what? So you're going to the gym after. So what did you have for lunch? What was on your plate for lunch?
I had rice and chicken. Yeah, I had rice and chicken, and
Rice
I
and
had I made myself a little shake with
You had curry? You had chicken curry or curry chicken?
no, just straight chicken, man. I had rice and chicken and some
Mm.
Irish moss, and that was me. Yeah, that was my
Irish moss. Okay, so
yeah.
for the ones who are not sure what Irish moss is, that's Guinness, right? Is it
Mm.
Guinness in it? What else is in it? In Irish moss?
Sea moss. It's sea moss. Sea
Sea
moss. It's
moss.
sea
Okay.
moss. Yeah, it's
Okay.
sea moss. It's a very like base world. Our body's made up of I forgot how many minerals it is, but
It's
our
about
sea moss.
97.
Yeah, sea moss has about 87 of those minerals in it. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
highly
Well, you know
potent.
what? I'm glad you said sea moss because I actually had some sea moss gel today myself. I actually made it myself. So I got the sea moss from, we have a great vendor called Yolan. I'll introduce you to her, but she does some great sea moss. Okay. And so I made my own. I infused it. It was purple, the one that I got, and I infused it with raspberries and passion fruits. And what
Wow.
I did was I froze it. So, because it comes out to so much, because when you soak it, it expands. So
Yeah.
you get so much when you do a batch. So I went ahead and I froze some. And so what I do is I take it out like almost like ice cubes. So I put it in an ice cube tray and I take it out each day and I have a little bit and I just eat it raw. Because it's
Not
got the raspberry and it's got the passion fruit, you don't need to, put it with so many different things. So today I did a drop of carrot juice with that, and I had some sea moss, and that's what I do in my mornings. So
that's
that's what I
good.
had.
What did you have for lunch?
Well, I've made my lunch. I should really have brought it so I can show it to everybody. I will do that for next week. But I want, because this was the first show, I had so many things around me. We were doing all these tests, so we got to get ready. But I made some lobster bites, like you can get frozen lobster bites from Trader Joe's, one of our supermarkets. So I did some lobster bites with some egg noodles and lots of peppers and onions, and that's what I'm about to have. I'm going to have that as soon as we're
Okay.
done.
Okay.
That's going to be, And you know what else? Over the course of this show, I'm going to be bringing and talking about different types of food because I made a great decision just in the last kind of couple of years to stop eating chicken, stop eating meat altogether. So I eat fish primarily, pescatarian. And if I go somewhere and there's no good fish, because I don't eat tilapia and some of these other like fake fish. So if there's not a good, if there's not a good fish dish, I would just have vegetarian or I'll just have vegan. So it's a good decision. Every now and again, everywhere you go, there's chicken. Everywhere you go, you can't get away from it. But there's good and bad. I don't like in the States, there's a lot of hormones within food, and things have been approved by the FDA and so forth that just has a lot of chemicals in it. Chicken is one of those things where if you're not going to have it organically, or if you didn't kill the chicken yourself and skin it and do everything yourself, you don't know what's in it. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
not
It's
going
true.
out to get a chicken farm. I'm not going to have chickens in my backyard. So I decided that, if I didn't cook it, clean it, and all that good stuff, I'd just stay away from it. So I've been staying away from chicken. So it's
How
been
long? How long you been out there now? I swear. How long have you been out there now? Ish.
about 16 years.
Wow. Is that
So
long I haven't seen you?
yeah, 16 years. You haven't seen me in 16 years. So for
Wow.
everyone watching, Freddie and I used to go to, let me see, I think it was on my commute around Victoria Station. Victoria Station is like Penn Station in New York. So it's like a big station in the UK. And I would always go back and forth towards Victoria Station because I lived in Norbury, the Norbury Mitcham area. So I'd always jump
Yeah.
on the train and, head down to get my train. They're all scheduled trains. So I always used to see you. What were you doing there? Security? Were you working for
Yeah,
the
I was
underground?
London Underground revenue inspector. So I was making sure that
Okay.
people had the right tickets and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's right. I think you let me off a couple of times. You would just open the the whatever it was that was blocking the door or the weaver or whatever. But I remember back and forth. I would always have my ticket because I always used to have it like a day pass. And
Mm.
if I lost it or whatever, you would just let me in. So that was
Wow.
good.
But I can't
But yeah,
believe it's
16
16 years,
years.
man. Wow. It's like,
16
and it's funny
years.
because it doesn't feel like I've not seen you for 16 years. It felt like I saw you just last week. It doesn't seem like, it's only when you popped up,
Do
I
I
was
look
like,
the same? My
wow.
hair is different. My hair is different. My hair wasn't this color. This is only
Yeah,
the
but
last
it just doesn't
like,
seem like you've been gone for so long, man. Like
yeah.
it just shows you what time is like. Time, it's like it
Well,
moves, but it stands still at the same time.
yeah, I was going to say there's either that, and there's also with social media, it's kind of brought
Mm,
people a little closer, because you'll
definitely.
see different updates on different people in social media, and you would wonder, oh my gosh, it's just the other day this happened, and then something else has happened. So it's
Yeah.
like family. I'm on a group chat with my family. We don't talk every single day, but when we see each other, it's like, oh, it doesn't seem
Mm,
like it's been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months until I've seen them. It seems like
mm.
it was just the other day. So during the pandemic, you started a podcast during the pandemic. Did
Yeah.
you? Do you? I saw some clips. So you're not going to continue your podcast? It seemed pretty good. You had a lot of
Yeah,
good
do you
guests
know
on
what?
there.
I definitely am. But I'm gonna do a different one, more around because I started one which was called grief, getting rid of
Mm-hmm.
emotional feelings. And I felt like during the pandemic, everyone was in their house, stressed out, not knowing what was
Yeah.
gonna happen next. So there was a whole movement of lives, Instagram lives, podcasting. Everyone was doing it, even the dogs and
Everybody. You know what
the
else there was a
cats.
whole movement of?
Yeah,
DJ.
so then I stopped
Video
doing
was a
it because everyone was
DJ.
doing it. That's like I don't
Yeah.
want to do it. But I am gonna look to be going back and start doing a podcast. I'm still busy, man. I've got a book I'm writing. I've got do you know what I mean? I definitely gonna do it. It's just trying to find the
Mm-hmm.
time and fit it in. But it'll probably be towards after Easter because right now, like
Okay.
even yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, you've got movies, you've got a book. You said you've got a book coming out. So how far along are you in the book? Is it just you just
Um,
writing down things as you go along? Is somebody helping you to write it, like a ghostwriter?
Nah, the book's done more or less. I mean, as
Okay.
a, I guess, as a rapper, as a film screenplay writer, writing's my thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my book is called Boy. When I used to live in Kent in Deal, they used to call me the Black Boy because whenever things went wrong, it was the Black Boy did it, the boy did it, the Black Boy did it. So my book was called Boy, and it's just basically tells my story from being in care, going through the abuse I went through, leaving care, coming to London, joining a gang, and actually going on to becoming an award-winning film director, producer, and actor. And it's more of like
Nice.
an inspirational. It's more of a book of inspiration because there's loads
Yeah.
of people out there that look at themselves and think they can't do it. And I want them to read this book and understand that the things that I've done, the things that happened to me, if I can do it, then they can do it. So it's one of
Right.
those kind
Right.
of
Okay. Oh my
inspirations.
gosh, that sounds good. I've written a book. I was part of an anthology
Mm,
early last year. So that was released. It's available on Amazon. So, you know, if you
Amazing,
follow my page, you'll see it's called Bruised But Not Broken. And it
amazing,
was
amazing.
seven of us that, you know, contributed to the book. So it's nice to have published material. I do plan on writing another book for sure. And with everything that I'm doing now, you know, I like writing. So I've started
Mm,
to, you know, just write down every time you think of something, and, you know, I've got the guidelines on all the chapters. It's just a case of writing it down and putting everything into paper.
that's
So
good.
tell me, I want to talk about the awards show that's coming up on March the 10th. Now, let me just educate you know, everyone. I've got people saying hi to me on my different lives that I've got going on. But okay, so Mother's Day in the UK is in March. Mother's Day in the States and the rest of the world is in May. So there's two Mother's Days. Father's Day is the same, which is June. Okay. So every time Mother's Day comes around in the UK, I always say, "Hey, happy Mother's Day to me." You know, I have two Mother's Day because I'm here, and, you know, I still celebrate the UK. But people always say, you know, why is there two different Mother's Day and one Father's Day, which is in June? And, you know, it's to do with the Christian calendar. So the Mother's Day in the UK in March is actually the correct one. You know, like everything else, America just wants to jump on the bandwagon. Sorry, America. I know I live here. I know I live here and I shouldn't be saying anything, but, you know, I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of education.
Yeah, keeping
America
it
likes to
real.
jump on the bandwagon with everything, and they just kind of picked a date out of a hat, and I think came up with May, because, you know, not a lot not a lot happens in May. You've got Easter coming up very soon. Easter and Mother's Day sometimes overlap with each other, but in this case, Mother's Day is March the 10th, and you have an amazing award show. Well, let's talk about why you created it in the first place. I think this is what, year 2 of your awards. So
Yeah.
why did you create it in the first place, and who was it in honor of? And tell us a little bit about your patrons for the award.
Okay, so basically, when I came from Kent, from care,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I was a little bruised, traumatized, hurt little black boy, and I hated my mother, like literally despised her. There's a lot of resentment, a lot of pain, a lot of misunderstanding, and for many many years, I just couldn't. I just detested the woman. Just didn't want nothing to do with her. And as time went on,
Was that because of your upbringing, being put into care? Did it have a
it
lot to
was a
do
lot
with
of things. It was coming from being fostered by a white family.
that? Mm-hmm.
When I came back to London, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to come back to London. Like, I mean, I didn't know nobody. My parents were strong Nigerians, so they would talk to me in the accent. Didn't understand what they were saying. I was getting beats every minute for things that I didn't. Did I mean it was horrible? Like, it was just
Yeah.
like it was like an alien. I didn't know the culture was completely alien to me. And so for many years, I hated my mother. And then in the last 10 years, I managed to turn things around and she became my best friend. I realized she'd done the best with the tools that she had. And I realized exactly how much this woman loved me. I mean, even when I was on a film set, she'd come to my film sets with arthritic pain with a walking stick and spend the whole day there just supporting
Mm,
me. But unfortunately, she passed away from dementia. And I never
okay.
ever got the opportunity to really show her how much I loved her and how much I appreciated the sacrifices she made for me and my siblings.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
this year, it actually falls on she passed away on March the 10th, which is
Oh,
also Mother's Day this year. So it
wow.
was
What a
yeah,
coincidence for this
yeah.
year.
So I said, okay,
That's
I done one
amazing.
last year. That was
Mhm.
amazing. This year, I'm like, look, I have to do it on the same day she passed away, and it's Mother's Day, and it's beautiful because there's 35 nominees, and all the nominees that we have, they all have a little bit of my mother. It's like I see a little bit of my mother in all these women, and the
Wow.
award show is to not only honor my mother, but it's to honor women of color everywhere that
Yeah.
do amazing things and
So it's
don't
called
get
The
the
Power of a Woman.
yeah.
It's called The Power of a Woman. I just want to read something that I saw on the page for The Power of a Woman, and I do have the flyer, so I'm going to bring the flyer to the stage as we talk about it. I just thought it was amazing, so let me just bring that to the stage so people can see. Oh no, wrong picture. There we go. The Power of a Woman Awards 2024. So it's you said, I don't know whether this was your quote or a quote from somewhere else, but it was a quote nevertheless. A woman who acquires the tools to heal her past and relate to herself more effectively uncovers a new power within herself. That was beautiful. Like
Yeah,
I can relate to that. A lot of women who are, you know, doing their best, doing everything that they can, despite their past, despite their upbringing, they can all relate to that. You do find a power within yourself. So talk to me about that because I know your patrons for the Power of a Woman Awards are your sisters,
yeah.
Felicia, Florence, and Francesca. So tell us all about them and why do they have a little bit of Miss Angela in them?
My sister, like when my mom passed away, they literally, I mean, to be honest with you, the whole family did, but my sisters jumped in and basically became my mum, if that made sense. And
Wow.
they all have my mum's. It's odd to, I
Are
mean,
they older than you? Are they
yeah,
younger?
I'm the second youngest.
Okay.
Um, they all have my mum's attributes, which is, I mean, kind of obvious because they're her children. But like between them, they have my mum's resilience, they have my mum's patience, they have my mum's caring and loving side. They also have they have their, my oldest sister has my mum's temper. Like it's just funny. They've all got bits of my mum, and I
Something.
thought, yeah, it only right to have them as patrons because they signify what I would say is the power of a woman. They have
Of a woman.
different attributes. Um, the thing you read earlier was written by a good friend of mine. Her name's Nancy Elliott. She's a therapist, a relationship therapist, and
Okay.
and I've done some work in therapy with her a while ago, and she helped me discover, I guess, the inner child in me. And for many years, I didn't really realize that we have an adult side and a child side, and sometimes the child side can take over. So the child side, it makes a lot of decisions, and when you don't let when the child when you allow that to happen, you make a lot of mistakes, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I've been able to kind of realize that because for many years I blamed a lot of the hatred on my mum, from my child, because the little child was neglected, the little child was put in the corner, and I wasn't able to forgive my mum. But the minute I had this conversation and I realized that actually the adult is the person that now needs to make the decisions, I was able to forgive my mum, and that kind of brought me and my mum closer, and it's allowed me to kind of really heal without the resentment and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
now have an opportunity to, so to honor my mother, but not only her, like honor all the women in the world that are doing amazing things, man. So many of you women out here are doing amazing things, man, and you don't get the flowers you deserve. So I'm just trying to give a little bit back on the behalf of us men.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. And the thing is, one of the things that we don't realize is that if you hold on to so much, you can't move forward. You can't do things that you want to do. And
Mm.
you know what I mean? You just can't move forward and you just stay within that bubble. And
Yeah,
it can eat at you, it eat you alive. So is it worth staying in the bubble?
that's the thing. A lot of people, when it comes to forgiveness, people think that when you forgive somebody, you're doing it for them. But when you actually forgive somebody, you're releasing yourself. And again, these are things that I didn't even realize that by in forgiving my mother for some of the things I went through, it actually released trauma and pain for me. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, forgiveness is a very powerful tool. If do you know what I mean? If you truly believe, like it's a
To
very
do.
powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Some things it's really hard. Like, I mean, I haven't experienced this, but you know, when when you have like, being in America, and I don't even want to bring this topic up because it just irritates me. But when you have so many school shootings and people doing senseless things, you know what I mean? When it comes to taking someone's life, when it comes
Mm,
to, that's that immediate and that deliberate, it's really hard. It's really hard to forgive. And I remember one case that comes to mind. I know it happens so often, and you guys, watching the states and all these things happening, being reported overseas. I get calls all the time. Oh my God, why is this happening in America every day? Yeah, it seems like it's every single day because it happens so often. But one case that I do remember that always, I think about from time to time is Sandy Hook, where a lot of children, it was an elementary school. And the reason why I remember that very clearly is because it was on my son's birthday, December 14th, when it happened. And I remember I was traveling for work and I was watching it as I was sitting for my plane to board to come back to my son. He was only, not even 3, 4, 5 at the time, very, very young. And I remember when I saw him, all I did was just hug him. I didn't let go. I was like, oh my God, could you imagine? How do you forgive? It's like, I know we have to forgive, but something like that, I don't know. There's
Yeah,
those
it's
little
a
things
lot.
that you're just like, maybe 97%, but that 3% of things is like, whew, that will
it
be
takes
hard.
it takes a lot, man. It takes a different kind of person, because as much as I honestly don't know if I could or would forgive somebody that took the life of one of my children, because my children mean everything to me.
I
So
know. See?
I don't know. I won't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say yeah, forgive,
Yeah,
forgive.
yeah,
I mean, my temperament of that is not good. If you hurt my children, there is going to be a problem.
it's
Do you know
gonna
what I
be.
mean? So I don't actually. Yeah, it's a lot, man. It takes a different kind of person who
Yeah,
can
it does.
forgive that amount of pain.
Yeah, yeah, it sure does. So I want to get back to the awards. So it's going to be at the, oh, let me see if I can read this because I got my glasses on. The luxurious Diver Grand Connaught Rooms. And I'm familiar with the Connaught Rooms. It's just posh, very posh. And if you go onto the website, guys, you'll be able to see some pictures of the Connaught Rooms. It's just, beautiful. So it's going to be a very kind of glitzy, glam, black tie affair.
Yeah,
So
we're
yeah,
actually almost sold out now. I think we have one table left, just one
wow,
table left, and I think there's about 8 individual tickets. Red carpet.
oh my
There's a
God, it's gonna
canopy,
be
and
nice.
yeah, it's sold out. It's going to be an amazing night. We have performances from Carol Thompson and
Yeah, I was gonna
Bonnie.
say Carol Thompson. If you guys don't know Carol Thompson, Google her name. She's a great reggae artist, Lovers Rock, right? What
Yeah,
about who else is on the bill for performance?
we have Loreen Cato. She's like the queen of gospel in the UK.
Mm,
We have my brother's performing Fidel. He's an acoustic. He's a hybrid. Like he's like soul reggae. But he's a treat. So he's performing. We have some keynote speakers.
nice.
And it's being hosted by myself and Brenda Manis. So yeah,
Okay,
it's going to be a
Fredi
great
Manor,
night.
another great. Oh my God, that sounds. Listen, I'm gonna have to try and come next year. I'm gonna have
Well,
to try and come
definitely.
next
You know
year.
what? I mean, I'm looking to expand this next year, man. I want to have we have the power of a woman, then we have the power of a woman in ministry. But I would love to have like the power of the woman in the US or something where I can
Well,
kind of.
actually, I was going to say, so the power of the woman, you have 35 nominees. How are they nominated? And is it all just in the UK or are they UK, like people like me, expats, we're still, eligible. I mean,
Well,
how are they
it's
currently nominated?
currently it's UK based, and so what happens is after the award is it's gone out, we then send out the website's up, and you can nominate people throughout the year. We don't do
Okay.
it based on. It's not based on followers. It's just based on what people do, because the cleaner in the school could be
Mhm.
is just as powerful as the CEO of a
Oh,
company,
yeah. Oh my
and that's
God,
the
I love
reason why.
that.
Yeah, I don't have any categories. People are like, Freddie, what category? What? I said, no, there's no categories. Like you're either a powerful woman or you're not. You know what I mean? So we have women in in the power of a woman. Some of them are CEOs, some of them own their own businesses, some are musicians, some of them just work at the local school. And it's just about, what do you contribute to the community? What do you do? What makes you a powerful woman? It's not
Yeah,
based on followers or social media likes. I'm not into all that. It's just, what do you do, and what do you bring, and what do you give, and how do you
yeah.
inspire other
You
women
know what?
around you?
That is the best way to do the awards. I love that because you're absolutely right. It could be the janitor at the school
Yeah,
who is doing so much and who the kids love, and without that janitor there, the kids are like asking for this person all the time because they're so close to the person. Or it could be like
it's
you said,
exactly that.
someone who's
It's
inspired. I
exactly that.
love that. I love
When I
that.
do my
That's exactly how award shows should be.
when I shoot my films, I have the same principle. Like, I mean, having been, obviously I'm an actor, and I go onto film sets sometimes, and you
Hmm.
find that there's this crazy hierarchy between directors and producers, and people don't like to sit with this one. But on my film sets, the runners are just as important as the producers. So I
Yeah.
don't. Everyone's equal. There's no hierarchy. The runners eat when the producers and directors eat. The cast, we all sit together. I don't do. Do you know what I mean? I hate all that. Oh, you know what? The directors and the producers must eat first. Why? Because without
Yeah,
the runners, who's bringing the food? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I love that you're including everyone. It's so important to have that. So the website. So tell us what the website is for the
So the
Power of
website is
Women.
www.thepowerofwoman.co.uk, and it's not actually, I mean, that's the website. The award show is just one part of the movement. The
Okay.
website actually is something that is for the whole year. We have like workshops, we have days out, we have events that go on throughout the year. The award show is just one small part of the whole movement. There'll be seminars throughout the year. We're actually organising a trip next year, a girls' trip back to the Essence Festival. I've done one a few years
Oh,
ago, just before
okay.
COVID.
Let me
Yeah,
know.
so yeah, definitely. We're organising another one to take a bunch of people from the UK back out to Essence next year. So there's lots of stuff. It isn't just an award show. The award show is just one small part
Yeah,
of the
no, I
power.
love that. The power of a woman. So when you have this girls trip, do you have guys on the girls trip? Are they allowed to bring
Oh
their
yeah,
partner?
definitely. Because I mean, the next thing after this is November. I'm doing the Power of a Man Awards. So it's the
Oh,
Power of a
okay,
Man
cool.
Awards, the Power of a Man Awards, and then next year, um, July, we'll be doing the kind of like a combined trip where we take a bunch of people out to
Mm.
Essence and just bring a big British, if you like, presence out there.
Oh my God, that's going to be amazing. Okay, so you can add me to the list. I've
I'll
still
do
got my
that.
British passport. In fact, I have both. So I'm a
Yeah, you're lucky.
naturalized US citizen. So I've got my British passport and I have my American passport. So I have both. I'm going to claim Britishness. So I'm just going to join in the crowd. No one would know. I'll just be, camouflage. No, but seriously, I've never been to Essence. Essence is a hop and a skip away from where I am,
It's
in New
amazing, man.
Orleans.
It's
It's a quick
amazing.
drive. And I always say I'm going to go. But every time it's on, it's always a busy time of the year. It's the beginning of the summer holidays because the schools over here, they close in May, at the end of May. So the
Mm.
kids are off in June and July. So that's when SS have, it's not just the one day, they have like a whole week of events
Yeah, it's
leading
around
up
Labor Day,
to.
so it's like it's Labor Day right the way through, so it's that whole week more or less.
It's well, for you guys, it's your holiday, Labor Day is September. Your
Oh, okay, not
holiday
Labor
is
Day. What is the one in July? Not Labor Day then.
it's Independence.
Independence. That's
Yeah,
it. Sorry, not
it's
Labor Day.
around
Independence.
Independence Day. Yeah, so it's when the kids are off.
Okay.
And then in the UK, you have your bank holiday at the end of August, which is the week
Yeah.
before our Labor Day. And again, that is also a busy time because the kids go back to school at the end of August. So
Mm.
Carnival, I was talking about Carnival the other day to someone because right now we're having, here in Atlanta, we have all of our band launches and we have Carnivals coming up in May, which is a big, big deal. Okay. I don't know if you've ever been to Atlanta Carnival, but if you're planning to come
No,
to
when
the
is it?
city for your movies, it's
When
a
is
bank
it?
holiday in May, the end of May, the one at the end of May,
What? Okay, because I'm going
the
to.
Monday, the last Monday in May.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'm going to be in
It's the
Jamaica.
UK bank holiday, so that whole weekend. So I don't mean to cut you. That whole weekend, the Saturday is Carnival, Sunday, everything happens from the Wednesday before. So Wednesday
Mm.
right through to Monday. That's when the whole long weekend is Atlanta Carnival. So you
Okay,
gotta come.
No, definitely. I mean, at the moment I'm in Jamaica from May the 30th for 2 weeks. But if there's a way to jump on a plane and just hop over for a couple of
Yeah,
weeks,
come
I
here
might, I might,
first and then go to Jamaica.
yeah, I might do that. I've been given the rights to do Donald Jones's life film. So
Oh,
he's out in
really? Oh,
he's out in
great.
ATL. So I'm going to be writing his movie basically. So I will be
Nice.
spending a lot of time out in ATL.
Okay, good. So you definitely gotta, come. You gotta come to our studio. You gotta come to my other show, the promo show, which is on
Definitely,
Fridays.
man. I'm
So
like I said,
I'm
I'm gonna
coming
be
to
out
the
there soon.
studio.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there soon. I'm literally. I reckon within the next 2 months, I have to be out there because we're going to be shooting this scene inside a hairdressers, and so yeah, I will be out there. So we're going to be doing some casting soon to try and get put some of those guys out there in this film. So I will be out there.
Sounds good. Well, let me know all the details. I will happily post it on my page. We can talk about it. We can jump on again anytime and talk about that. Because that's important. It's important for everybody to kind of work together. There's no harm in sharing something or talking about it or trying to get people here. And I know a lot of people, so we can really definitely get you connected.
Sounds
I
good.
wanted to just talk very briefly about, so for the Atlanta Carnival, we have an event called Wear White, which happens on the Sunday. So I've been putting some information about Wear White along. I just wanted to put the flyer up and bring that to the stage. So this is Wear White, the ladies edition. So if you do come to Atlanta, this is one of the events you have to come to.
Okay.
Definitely. So everybody wears white. So you can just imagine it's a sea of just white. It's all outside. It's just beautiful. And then
I
on
might
top
do
of
that, I think I might do that.
yeah, and then on top of that, we've got Patrice Roberts. This is all in the Caribbean scene, Caribbean scene, the carnival. So Notting Hill Carnival is in August. Do you do anything for Notting Hill Carnival?
Not anymore. Back in the day, I used to go there and chat on all the sound systems when I was Fredi Krueger. I used to MC on the sounds,
Oh
and I
yeah,
used to,
Fredi Krueger. That
yeah,
was his nickname, guys.
that's my nickname. So I used to go and MC and all the sound, but now I just go there and just, for me, it's a catch up because I'm so
Yeah.
busy. I don't see people that often, but Carnival, I see everybody. So I spend the
Mhm.
whole day. We're going, Freddie. We saying Freddie. You're right, Freddie. That's all it is.
So you
It's
just
just
kind
that
of
whole,
walk around and just,
yeah.
bump into
It's
people all the
just
time.
becoming human again. You know what I mean? I just go out
Yeah.
there and say hi to everyone that I just don't get to
That's
see.
the good thing
So,
about Carnival. That's what Carnival does because it's so, I was trying to explain to people, it's the biggest street party in Europe. It's for
yeah.
2 whole days. So you not just wear your costumes or whatever just for a few hours on one day. It's 2 whole days. I posted something with all of the bands the other day. There's like 30, 40 different, bands. It's a big deal. And you do meet a lot of people. It's a great way to network. It's a great way to, like you said, catch up with people. And you just got to have the stamina. You eat food from all over the world. You hear music from
Mm.
all over the world. It's not just soca. It's soca only on the parade, but in all the different corners. So I had Saxon. I interviewed Saxon last year on my show.
Muscles.
So yeah. So I know they still have their corner. That must be the biggest corner for Carnival, the Saxon corner.
Yeah, Saxon Corner is always on fire. I think last year, I think it was Shaggy performing on there. I can't remember, but Saxon's
Mhm.
always a big blast. Rampage is always big.
Yeah,
Um, Virgo International is always big. You know what? Carnival. You got a million people, man. So everywhere's
yeah.
big. There's not one part of
Everywhere is
Carnival
big.
that's not
What
busy.
about So Solid Crew? Are they still around?
They're not about as a crew, but Harvey, Romeo, Mega, they still tour, they're still doing their shows and stuff because obviously
Okay.
they're part of UK urban history. They were
Hmm.
the first kind of big group to do what they were doing, and they broke a number of records. So they're still here, but they're not
Yeah.
really the same, if that makes sense. They're all doing individual things. Ashley
Everyone's doing
Waters,
their thing.
Ashley is acting. Everyone's just doing their own thing, but they're still here. They're still relevant. They're still very relevant.
Okay, that's good. Well, you know what? You made reference to Peter Andre, so I'm gonna put some information about Peter Andre because I don't think a lot of people know who he is. I don't know. I don't think he ever kind of made that mark over in the UK. Sorry, in the US. So
Mm.
he's still known in the UK, but of course, hasn't really made that mark. But working with you, if we get your movies out, I'm sure he'll.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big deal here. He's a big
He
deal in
is,
Australia as
yeah,
well. But I think this film is definitely going to open doors for him. Like I said, it's got Oliver Samuels in it, Sizzler. Jamaicans everywhere are going to love it because he's got 21 days to become a Jamaican and learn the accent and go to Jamaica and fool a real Jamaican into giving him some money.
oh
So
my
he's
God,
very
that is going to
funny.
be amazing. So
Yeah,
when is
it's a
that?
funny.
When is that going to be finished and released?
The film's done. We're just looking
Oh,
at
it's
the
done.
moment
Okay.
we're in meetings, distribution meetings, and so I'm hoping it'll be out end of summer. But God
Okay.
knows best.
Cool.
We'll see. We're in meetings at the moment. But yeah, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like it's a very funny film.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've got some great music in the soundtrack. Julian Marley, who just won a Grammy, we've got music in the film from him, so that's amazing. And so
That's
big
cool.
up, big up, Julian. Salute for the Grammy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, and
yeah,
so the movie, Bob Marley movie is coming out. It's coming out here on February 14th. Has it been released in the UK as yet?
no, it's here on the 14th as well.
Oh, okay, good. So it's worldwide. That's nice.
Yeah.
You know what? We all need to go and big up this movie. Who
Mm.
doesn't love Bob Marley and Bob Marley music? I can't think of anyone.
Well, I
So
mean,
is
let's
that
hope it does. Let's hope it does Bob justice. I want to watch it and see. That's the thing. When you make films that are about real life people, it's
yeah,
like it can do one or two things. You either watch it and you're blown away because it's so true to life, or
mhm,
it does the person an injustice. So, I mean, Paramount made this film, so I'm sure it's going to be great. And there's some great
yeah,
actors
yeah.
and some great
Well, what
casting.
I want it to just blow every movie out the park.
Mm.
Valentine's Day is midweek. It's on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So had it come out on a Friday, I think it would definitely be, blow it out the park with all the other movies. I can't. Hopefully, we'll get up there with Marvel, with Black Panther, and some of the others. But because it's Wednesday, it's a little bit of a disadvantage because it's midweek. However,
Mm.
people
No, we
just
can
need
still
to
do
take
it.
the, I know, I was going to say, we can still do it. Let's take that day
Mm.
off, the time off. Hopefully they'll not just look at the first week, but they'll also look at the first weekend, because I think the
Yeah.
movie will do great. Everybody loves Bob Marley. Everybody loves Bob Marley music, white, black, yellow, brown, like, it doesn't matter where you're from. Bob Marley is one of those people who have influenced so many different genres of music. So
No, definitely.
I'm definitely planning on going to see it. Probably the 14th, maybe the 15th, but I will definitely be going to see it. And I know a lot of people are too. So let me just bring my Bob Marley information to the stage. It's also Black History Month here in the US. I know in the UK, we celebrate Black History in October. But here in the US, I don't know why they chose February. It happens to be the shortest month. And it's also a leap year this year, so we get an extra day. But I love this, this kind of logo that I found online. Celebrate Black History, not just for 1 month, but just celebrate Black history. So I'm going to be talking about Black history in all of my shows. And I just wanted to start with, of course, it's Bob Marley's birthday. So
Yeah.
happy birthday to Bob Marley, 1945. I can't believe he died in 1981. I just,
Well, I
it
didn't know
seems
that.
like, yeah, 1981 is when he passed, and he was 36 years old. That's crazy, because you
Wow.
could imagine what he would have done for the world. I could see him working with Burna Boy. I could see him working with,
Mm.
Shaggy and some soca artists and all of the great stuff. But yeah, age 36. So Bob Marley, happy birthday, happy birthday. And again, this is the Power of a Woman Awards 2024. Sunday, the 10th of March, 2024, from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. And this is a black tie affair. Go onto the website. I'm going to post the website on my page. So if anyone is interested, are you going to, so after the event, do you have, are you going to go live at any stage? Do you have red carpet interviews? Do you have,
Yeah, we
how
have
can we
all
get
that. We have
involved?
all that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have all that, man. We have canapé and champagne, a canapé and prosecco reception, red carpet. Then we have a 2-course meal. We have the show, the awards, the after party. We're also going to be streaming live globally. So we just got to
Oh,
work out.
nice.
But you will be able to tune in and watch it from around the world. So we're in the middle of sorting that out as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a big
Oh
deal.
yeah, you've got to send me the link. I'll
No,
definitely
definitely.
post it. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love to
as
see
soon as
that.
we sort that out, I'll definitely get you all the information so you can share it on your amongst, and you can be there without being there.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And and I don't want to. I do know some of the nominees. I actually know two of the nominees, and I'm going to say their names, so I don't want to be biased. But guys, go onto the website. Voting still open, or is it closed?
Yeah, no, it's still open. It's open until I think the 19th of Feb, and then it closes.
19th of Feb. Okay, so guys, go on the website. If you know some of the nominees, like I do, go and vote, because, like Fredi said, the nominees are from all over. You know, businessmen to the teacher to someone cleaning the street. You just never know. They all have a great story, and that's what makes them power within themselves, and all females. So when is the Power of a Man going to be out? When is that going to
It's
happen?
probably I mean, it's not off the ground yet, but it'll probably be November. Just
Well,
after
they
Black
heard it
History.
here first.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely heard it there first. I've not announced that yet, but now I have. So we're looking at doing it in November. So as soon as this is out the way, we'll probably get straight onto that one and start planning.
So you're gonna have to put together that paperwork because I'm sure the men are gonna come rushing. You know, all the women are gonna be nominating all their men. You know,
You
they're
definitely
powerful.
will.
So
Okay, it's just
I
a
can
great
see a
way to
lot of
celebrate.
nominations coming through.
Yeah, no, we will put it out there and we'll see what comes in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it'll be a good show. And then of course, you know, before we end, We're White. I can't stop talking about We're White. This is an amazing, you know, one of the best shows and the best events for Atlanta Carnival. Early bird tickets are on sale now. So if you want to be in the house, go ahead and get your ticket. You can scan the QR code. International DJs as well. We have, you know, none other than Patrice Roberts and her entire band, and of course Nadia Batson and also her band as well, and Michael Tija. So guys, so that was the first episode of Lunch Date with Cazzy. Now, let me just say this really quickly before you come off, Fredi. So the reason why I called it Lunch Date is because, you know, we don't have a lot of shows that are during the daytime. And like me, I work from home. I know a lot of people work from home. A lot of people, you know, sometimes like they're on their computers. I watch so many different things while I'm on, you know, kind of working from home whenever I get a break and different things. So I figured, you know what, why not do something during the lunchtime? You know, you're always stressed in the evenings and then it goes into the night and then we hang out. And then before you know it, I'm home like, I don't know, late. So I figured, let me do something that is during the daytime. And I also wanted to be able to capture people like yourselves, people from all over the world, and make it easier for them to join me to have a conversation. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being my first guest.
No, no,
This is
thank
the
you.
first of many.
Listen, thank you for having me, man. Everybody remembers their first. So,
Oh my God. Okay, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. Yes. Everybody
so no,
remembers their first.
I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm honored to be the first, man. I'm honored to
Mhm.
be the first. Thank you for asking me. And you know, like I said, it's amazing to catch up with you, man. To reconnect, man. It's been
Yeah.
many years, and what more of a beautiful way than to reconnect and be part of your first show, man. So I love it.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that. That means a lot. No, I don't. I definitely, you know, I do follow you on social media, and I know that you would have done great things because you know, you started doing great things before I even left. You know, so I knew about you then. You have continued to do great things, and one of my second guests for next week is somebody that we both know. And when she heard your name being my first guest, she's like, "Oh, he's a lovely man." So there's none other
Oh,
than Sherry Dixon. So
okay, Sherry.
Dr.
I love
Sherry
Sherry, man.
Dixon, I'm telling
Sherry
you.
is
So
amazing,
she,
man. Sherry's amazing, man.
yeah,
I used to do an award show at BAFTA called Back to Black, and she was the patron of that, man. She's an amazing woman.
yeah, she is. She's done a lot. Like you, she's done so much in her life. She now lives in. She resides out of the UK.
Barbados.
She's in Barbados, sunning it
Yeah,
out. I know, lucky her. But
yeah.
so Dr. Sherry
She's
Dixon, guys, will be my next guest next week, and we're gonna have people. I've got a whole long list of guests that, you know. Some have reached out to me. Actually, some that I know here locally have reached out to me to be on the show, and I'm also going to try and kind of reach out to people overseas. I want to get I've got friends in Australia doing great things. I've got friends all over the world. So I'm going to get them all on. And we're all going to have lunch every Tuesday. Catch me every Tuesday here at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. GMT. So catch us here, and we will certainly be back next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Fredi, I am going to stay in touch with you because I love everything that you're doing. When you come to Atlanta, please let me know so I can make some arrangements for you to meet some folks, as well as you know, come and have an in the
definitely.
studio in-house interview, and
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
we
gonna
can get
hold
a
you to
catch
that.
up. Oh,
Yeah.
listen, it's done. It's done. It's done. So, guys, I didn't invite anyone to call in today, but in future I will invite people to call in. They can ask questions. Hopefully, if they want you back on, hopefully you'll come and join me again. Kind of look down
Listen,
the line.
if they want me back on, I'm a phone call away.
I'm going to see if anyone had any questions for you. Just have them, come and join us again. But I definitely want to catch up with you for after your awards show. I know you'll be busy because you've got all this greatness happening, but we'll stay in touch, and I'll let
Definitely.
everyone know where they can find you. Before we leave, just tell us what is your website so they can find you. And I know everything is in your website. So what is your website?
So my website is www.fredinwaka.co.uk. My Instagram is at the real Fredi Nwaka, but Fredi spelled Fredi. The real Fredi Nwaka. And failing that, you can find me on Cassie's page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can find me.
You can find him on the YouTube. Everything
Yeah.
will be on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And I know that your nickname was Freddy Krueger. So guys, if you go onto his website, you will see a real scary picture that looks just like Freddy Krueger. Don't get scared. He's a really, really nice guy. Yeah. So anyway, thank you. Thank you so much. That is my time. I need to respect the time of the programs and the outlets who are covering this story. So I want to be respectful to everyone. It's now 12:06, and thank you very much for joining me. And like I said, I will be back next Tuesday, 11 a.m., same place, same time. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get all the notifications of when I'm going live again. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, darling. Have a nice day. Have a nice lunch.
I will. Okay, thank you. So that was it, guys. I will see you again next week. Over and out.